Meeting called to order. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, we thank you for this meeting, and we hope that we make wise decisions for the borough and its residents. Please bless us and watch over our town. Amen.
Thank you. Minutes from the February 9th regular meeting need to be approved. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. No nays, the ayes have it. Minutes from the February 16th special council meeting need to be approved.
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second.
Any discussion? There's none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Are we good for bills, guys?
Yeah. Any surprises, all of anything we need to be aware of?
The UBI that was past due, which I should have been aware of it more than
All right.
waiting on them, but it's all, we're paid up, more
Good.
late fees were due.
Excellent.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the bill.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Any visitors that would like to speak?
Is now the time we have to speak?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please state your name and your address.
William Holland, 841 Troy Street. This thing that Curdy Route wants to put in, I've known Kurt since he was quite young. I coached him, go to church with him. He's got great values. I've talked to him a little bit about this, but his long-term goal is to bring in manufacturing, which he would hope 14 to 16 jobs, which would help our tax base tremendously. He would like to hire local peoples, and it would help our businesses. Guys would be coming in for lunch. Sometimes people that part of this company is spaced out of Germany, they would be coming in and they'd have to stay here so that would help our economy that way. But I think it's a good deal. I came here over 53 years ago. It's the best move I ever made. I'm so blessed to live here. It's such great people. But one thing that bothers me when I drive uptown, I think coming down, I counted 10 empty storefronts. When I first came here, there was 4 factories, which is hard to believe. And it was a thriving community, and we were graduating most years 80 to 100 kids. Now we're down to 50. Our stores, we gotta get, I would think, a borough manager, bring somebody in, whatever you gotta do, we gotta do. We gotta revive this town. We gotta get those storefronts full. If I were coming here 15 years ago to raise a family and so on, I'd drive through there and say, wow, this is nice, I like it. I'd go down to school and say, I really like it. Then I'd want to move here as opposed to maybe that town 10 miles north of us. And so I hope that wasn't very nice. But I'm just hoping that we can collectively get together and start brainstorming and whoever, I don't know who the borough manager is now, but get them on the ball, putting fielders out, bragging this place up. We had a swimming pool. That was so nice. You know, it was full all summer. It'd be nice to get that restored. But we had more restaurants. It was just a very vibrant town, and I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not here to criticize. I'm not going to do that. But we need to collectively get together and get that pride back and start advertising the good things about our town. You go down to that school, that whole complex is just absolutely beautiful. You know, it just is. And I was raised in a family, I get down there and I said, wow, this is nice. Look, softball field, baseball field, beautiful football field. We have a lot of good things. And one of the best things we have is the people in this town. That's one of the best things. And it just goes along. You look at the farms, there were so many. From here to Leroy, there was, in the backside, there was probably 10 dairy farms. And I think farmers are the backbone of America, with the best people. And maybe it's a sign of the times, but you get down through there now.
One left.
One on the main drag.
There's one on the south side too, and that's it.
Okay. But I feel bad about that. So,
Thank
but
you,
if I had all to do over again, I'd be right where I am now.
Thank
I'd
you,
be in
Bill.
this town.
Thank you, Mr. Holland.
You bet. You're welcome.
Anyone else? Business?
So, Deanna wanted to bring the PSAB conference up for anyone that would like to attend. It's May 31st through June 3rd, down in Hershey. There's talk of potentially using a different lodge rather than Hershey Lodge, so it wasn't so much for how your nightly stay or whatever. I just have the Hershey Lodge is basically $250 per night per room. I saw a couple other places that I looked around and like $170 was about the average for other than the Hershey Lodge. They need a voting delegate by May 11th. So basically whoever wants to go to it, speak now.
I was the voting delegate last year. If somebody else wants to go, they're more than welcome. But I would definitely go. I think it's
Would you be willing to go, Olive?
I would like to not go.
I would like to go if it's an option. I went to the zoning, they had a lot of stuff for zoning there, and it was anybody who wants to learn literally anything about what we're doing as a borough, or, you know, would highly suggest going. It's it's very good. But if it's okay with you guys, I would like to go as long as I get to make sure that I have someone to watch my son, but I would really like to go and attend that.
When do you have to, when's the deadline to register?
There's like a discount, so April 24th is the discount, and then after April 24th, obviously it's more. But that's just for the conference, that's not for housing.
Right.
I think we kind of came up with about $750-ish per person.
So for the full package is $255 if we get it in before April 24th. After it's $300 per person.
Right.
And then you can break it down even further if you want, if you're only gonna do Sunday, Monday, you know, like there's other options here. You don't have to pay for everything if you're not gonna do anything.
You interested in going? Yeah.
I am, but I'm just concerned about the cost because it is pricey. Brian always gets a lot out of that conference. and
Yeah. Well, I think,
It is.
one of the things Sean talked about earlier, this ain't a paid position.
No, exactly, yeah.
It's worth its price, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're gonna do this, to be update and understand what's going on, so you can have a good concept. I just shared, a text message I got from PSAB today about, a law that's gonna be voted on at the end of the month. How'd I know about it? If I wouldn't went to PSAB,
I make a motion, we send 2 people to the
you know,
conference.
but it don't matter if the borough don't pay for it, I'm gonna pay for it myself. So, but,
Is there a second on that motion?
Yeah, I'll second it.
I said that last year too.
You can register now and not have names, right? You can just hold the spots.
I'm not sure.
It looks like all of the discounts go until April 24th, so the room rate at Hershey Lodge and the registration rate. So you could approve for 2 people to go and then work it out and decide who at your next meeting you've got time.
Makes no difference to me, because I travel that week every year, so I'm not home anyways, but I do know, I lived down there for 6 years. The Holiday Inn Express is just down the road, and I know that's pretty cheap. That's like $100. I've stayed there several times for like the farm show and the sportsman show. That's like $120 a night, and it's within 5-6 miles. If people would like to cut cost and they're worried about that, you know, it's half.
Oh, for sure.
Any other?
Sure, I mean, you could stay even farther back. I mean, a short commute, I commute to work every day.
Who all is interested? You're interested?
Leanne's interested.
And Deanna? And Leanne? Is there anyone else interested?
All of this.
I'm not.
Please.
No, thank you. I work 2 jobs. I would like to go make money.
I'm interested, but I'm not committed. Yeah, so we'll.
All right. Motion on is to send 2. We can get names to fill in later. So those that are kind of interested in it, think about it, look at your schedules and then figure it out. That ours now.
Yeah, it's us. I'll make a rush fire.
You leaving, Brett?
Yep.
Do you have anything for anybody on your way out?
There's just a bunch of upcoming classes for EMA, 39 calls for the month of February. And yeah, just, I can get the list of classes to Olive. Just basically it's all the basic classes that Sean and I would need. Just, yeah, that kind of stuff. So.
Okay. Good luck, be safe.
Thanks,
All right, so back to the motion. All in favor, send 2, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Back to you, Alan.
So we have the updated tax rate ordinance. Basically, the only difference from the previous one is that we took 0.25 mils out of the fire and added it to the general fund. So
You were capped at 3 mils for fire. And I didn't know that either. There was some change down in southeast PA where they let some regions go above, but it hasn't spread enough yet. So EMS is capped at 0.25, and fire at 3.
There was a range of 0.5.
Yeah. So what we do, the ordinance now just shifts that 0.25 into the general fund. So we're going to change the taxes again. We just have to show that we're not over allocating to the fire.
I'll make a motion that we accept that.
Second.
We'll do a roll call on this. Joy's absent. George?
Yes.
Brian?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Deanna?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Borough manager ordinance.
I don't have that. Sorry, it's just
It's just the same changes that we made last time with the wording.
This was advertised, right? So we need a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the borough manager ordinance.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call again. Joy's absent. George?
Aye.
Brian?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Deanna?
Aye.
And myself. Aye. When you get that done, just let me know. I'll stop and sign it. SideWalk, or, nope, zoning board, sorry.
So we have a vacancy in the zoning board, or hearing board. I've reached out to a couple of the members and I've got a hold of Pat Barrett. He is still wanting to be a part of it as a solicitor. Sandra Most is still interested, and Andrea Sutton has also gotten back to me. I'm still waiting on, I think, 2 other members. So really, we only have, as of right now, 1 vacancy seat, but that was the same as it was in 2024.
Right.
We technically have to have another one, but
If it can be filled, it can be filled. They can operate it without it though.
so that's up to the council if they want to advertise for an seat.
So you currently have how many?
We have Pat Barrett, which is the solicitor, Andrea Sutton, and Sandra Most. And there's Kim and David, that I still have yet to hear back from.
So your solicitor doesn't vote?
No.
So if the other 2 are there, you have 4 members. It's ideal to have 5 because you want an odd number.
Yep.
The audit.
I think.
Or you could have 3, right?
They are just
Or legal for 3.
do I have them? I have to look.
I know we can go from 7 to 5.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I can check the number.
So we need a motion to advertise for that and where. And I don't think we have to advertise in the bid for that either. So online may just be an option. You can, any different names. In the past, I don't think it's been advertised. I'm not saying that's right. But in the past, I don't believe that it ever was.
Could I make a motion and Mike to table this until we get more information? She's got a couple questions.
So the only reason I'm pausing and thinking out loud is that you may have a zoning board issue coming, and so you want to start advertising sooner rather than later. So my suggestion is to decide whether you want to add, because you're still waiting to hear back from 2 other people, right? So you have 2 confirmed. So, maybe it's advertise to see if you can get 1, and then you have those interested names so that you could appoint by the next meeting. And you could motion it to advertise online and only in the paper if required. I can get that answer out tomorrow, and then if you're not required to put it in the paper, you don't have to, and you save your money.
My other thing would be too, is if one of those 2 aren't interested, then we can go with 3.
Just because you advertise doesn't mean you have to appoint.
That's true. Okay.
Is there any list of requirements for that board?
We'll live in the borough.
There are,
For
yeah.
resident?
So I need a motion to advertise for zoning online and in a paper if required.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Sidewalk.
So we need to discuss if we want to put out another advertisement for the sidewalk applications. I have 4 currently. It is not for me to say whether they are or are not approved. I sent the applications over to Elizabeth. As far as I've heard. If not, they have until March 31st, so once that's done, then she hands over the approved applications.
Why would we advertise again? You just-
We only have 4,
Mhm.
and say only 2 of them are actually approved. That's where I sent an email to Elizabeth wondering whether it was still even going to be able to go through. We didn't have enough applicants, and she pretty much said that it can still go through. I want to read it just how she said it. Since applications are slow, I'd really recommend the borough target any properties they know to be in need of repair. You know, bad section of sidewalk, the borough's aware. There's nothing wrong with contacting the homeowners directly and asking if they'd like to apply. If we only have one, we'll have to move forward with it, and once complete, the entire project would have to be rebid with the remaining funds. Applications resolicited, and it ends up spending a lot of the funding on admin instead of the project cost. Also, since this is already the 2nd round of bids, I suspect the contractors would be more reluctant to bid for a 3rd round, and we may not get another group interested.
Where did we advertise last time? In the
In
Canton paper?
December.
In the Central?
So you don't,
Information, right?
you don't pick, but you can do some targeted phone calls or, you know, flyers on doors to say, hey, right, go put flyers in mailboxes, yeah.
I
Don't you have a
will do
list?
that if you guys want me to. I've already done a bunch of phone
And
calls.
say, did you have a list established or started, Leah?
Oh, yeah, I've already called a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think most of them that I called, well, people that I called are the ones that had come in.
Okay.
So,
So you contacted those who had
yes.
been interested to start with?
Yeah, I
Okay,
have a
thank
list
you.
of about 60 people.
Yeah.
I've called about 40 of them.
Okay.
So, and of those 40, like, me calling them directly, that is what has prompted them to come in. So I don't mind going out and knocking on some doors, especially in the area that I thought was like the most necessary. I don't mind going and talking to people. I think it's really important that we make sure that, yeah.
Yeah, we put together some flyers and I'm off on a day that you're in town, I'll go with you, knock on doors.
Okay, yeah,
Push people into this
I'll put
program,
something, I'll just put a general informational thing together and we'll just start right up here where the walkers are. That's really where I think we should go from, right up here where everybody walks to school.
East Union, yep.
Yep, so I can do that. I'll come in next week and I'll get that done for you
And
guys.
there's a lot of Minnequah and South Minnequah that isn't good either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Minnequah and South Minnequah is pretty rough too.
Yep. And I have some people that I called on Cinderella that were interested last summer, you know, when we originally did this, so I'll make sure I reach out to them again and let them know this applications are here in the office. Just
Okay.
remind them.
Well, my suggestion is the town, everyone in this town knows about it. I mean, it's been on Facebook, it's been on Walt's videos, it's been beaten to submission.
Yeah.
I would go with your phone calls, knock on the doors. After that, it is what it is.
Right.
Just explain to them, hey, this is the last you're gonna see this.
Yep, I let them know that the deadline was March 31st, so I'll do another round of phone calls and try to get more people in here.
It was determined that the churches could get in on that too, right? They were pro.
What was the answer to that?
It was not determined.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, look at anything where the concrete's deteriorating, anybody that's still got the old slate or flagstone, whatever you want to call it. Yep.
So I would, make a motion, huh?
We don't have to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like to see something maybe put on Facebook again, keep it on our webpage, wherever Leanne calls.
I can do a Facebook post on the Canton Township or
Hey now,
Facebook.
we're the borough.
Town square.
No, the town square, it's the,
Alright,
they
town
call it
square.
town square or something like that, but a lot of people seem to communicate through that, so if it's okay with you guys, I'll put a post on there.
Yep, go right ahead.
Okay, then I'll do that, because it seems like that's where a lot of people,
Yeah, either you can do it or Matt can do it, he
Yeah.
runs it, so, yeah.
whoever wants to do it, I mean, if they wanna do it, that's fine, if I can do it too, I'm putting that out there.
Thank you.
What was them looks for, Matt?
Who?
All right,
Don't know who that
Yeah.
Matt guy is. Sounds like a
the
prick.
CD.
Alright, so we have 2 CDs at FCCB. One of them is coming mature on 3/11, Wednesday. So I spoke with Heidi, she gave me some rough rates, and they are willing to stand by the rates, even though it's before the maturity date. Things could change anytime, but, and when she says she stands by it, she means it will be no lower than what it is. If something is higher, she will give us that, but just, we're not gonna lose what is offered. So, the options are, we have a 9-month at a 3.75, a 5-month at 3.55, and then also a 17-month at 3.75.
What was the 9 months again?
375.
3.55.
For 5 months.
5-month, 3.55.
9 month was 3.75.
7.75.
And there's 2 coming up, right, you say, Olive?
1.
Okay.
But we also need to take into consideration of the project that we have coming up for Upper Mountain. And we have to have money in the bank to pay for the bills of buying the equipment, materials, and so forth. So I think we should think about that upon this maturity.
How much is that CD?
It's $100,000.
That grant
Do you
money is
know-
reimbursable then? That's what you're saying? We would pay for it and then we
Up
receive the
to
money?
so much, right? We still have to pay like in kind,
Okay,
so it's not completely paid for, but.
right. Okay, thank you.
Do you know how much we need for that project?
68,000 or something.
So we're on the hook for 30-some-thousand.
It was 20-something.
It's 20 something, I'll get it knocked down as low as I can.
Was that,
Using our equipment, so.
was that CD rate for a amount over 100,000? Or is that good for any amount?
I was at 100,000.
Okay.
But I'm sure we'd be able to roll, because it's, we have accrued over 100,000, so it's like 102 something. But I'm sure we can roll the whole amount. That's what.
No, I just thought you.
Well, obviously, we have to renew it, so, and we may need to dig into it, so I'd make a motion that we put it in for the 5 months at 355.
When do you anticipate we need the money?
I'll start ordering materials May, so we have to have the money for the materials up front. And our labor is not counted. I mean, that's part of our in-kind, which comes off on the sheet, so I'm gonna have probably $40,000 in materials.
In May?
That I'm gonna have to have.
In May?
Yeah, I'll start ordering in May to get shipped in.
So that would mature August 11th.
And I'll be hiring, Kale Holmes will be coming in to run the big 320 with the thumb on it on the mountain at $30 an hour, but I can use him, as our in-kind, his wage. He can set those 3, what I call beaver ponds down over the side of the mountain 3 times as fast as I can without machine and stuff on there. So he'll come in for 2 days, be done and gone, everything on that part, so.
And keep in mind, this was a 9 month that just matured.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
$30 an hour. You do it for it. So,
See what they'll do for 50, because we can reinvest 50, keep the other half, so we can start paying his stuff. That makes sense.
Just a stupid question, but can't we pull that out of the general? Get that 355 and reinsert it once it matures?
We're currently waiting for the taxes to come in for one.
I mean, I got 2.5 months on the project. It's all passed and everything, they're really quick. Conservation district is really quick at getting the money back to you. As far as writing the check and getting back their share and everything to you on it. So,
They give you the penalty for pulling out early
Ooh,
for the CD.
I don't know anything about the rules and regulations.
I don't think there's a penalty for pulling out, you just don't get your interest.
Yeah, you probably lose a month interest or something,
I think your idea makes sense
half and half. Or,
to me. Yeah, half and half.
So do we wanna,
I'm sure open for discussion.
right? Either half and half, and or find out what the penalty would be. If we just reinvest it at that rate, or if we pull it out early.
Do we have anything?
What do we lose?
Do we have anything else maturing around May?
I don't think so, because we just did one,
we did 3
two,
so far.
yeah.
and we also have, the bark mulch coming in for the playground too, the beginning first week of May too, so.
The bark mulch?
So,
That's already been budgeted for.
Yeah. But we still have to, have the money in the bank and stuff.
so we can either do nothing and not renew the CD and let it sit in the general fund, and they're not doing anything for us at all. Reinvest all of it and see what the penalty would be for pulling any of it out early, or go with a half and half or 60-40 or whatever.
Said 40 day, what you would need,
What?
40,000?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit under that because my prices and their prices are totally different. They're always shooting it high.
That's,
So I'm gonna keep everything as low as I can for the whole project, the whole way through.
Let's do a 60-40. If it's gonna be 40, he said it's guaranteed lower than that.
Yeah. My biggest expense is the Flexomat that's coming in out of Ohio.
Let's put it all in but the 40. What do you think?
and then there probably ought to be some stipulation on that, because we might not get it high as a percentage on just $60,000.
I know over here, of course, different banks do different things. That one is pretty close to that rate but it's a 6 month. But it's anything over 10,000, and that's what you get for your area.
Anybody got a motion?
I'd make a motion to go 60-40.
If you guys wanna do it, I'll make the 40,000 work. I have ways to make these things work. I'll make it work. So if that's what you wanna do, go ahead.
But you just said you'd be under 40.
Yeah, I'll make it work. Like I said, my biggest cost is this Flexomat coming out of Ohio. So.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I mean, if you don't wanna do it, that's fine. It was just to get moved to the bottom of the list. And it took us a long time to get moved up to where we're at. So that's your guys' call, If financially we can't do it, we can't do it.
Any other discussion on that at the table? So reinvest 60% of it, pull out the other 40.
For 5 or for 9?
I would say for 5.
I would say for 5.
Okay.
And then I would add something to it to only do it if the percentage is the same or above whatever number you guys want.
If not, we'll just leave it all sit for now and reinvest it.
At a later date. So reinvest $60,000 at or above the 3.55 at 5 months. And if nothing matches that, then it'll just sit and we'll decide at a later date.
Sounds like a plan.
Any other discussion? Roll call, Joey's absent. George? Aye. Brian?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Deanna?
Aye.
And myself. Aye. Water board?
There's a new water board representative, Mike Henahan, so we'll just have to vote. And then
I'll make a motion for Mike. Excellent choice.
Which place do you take?
Me.
Oh, you sat down?
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. The ayes have it.
Jeff, what are they gonna do without you?
They'll be just fine.
Hazard mitigation plan?
Bradford County Department of Public Safety sent us a letter about their 2026 hazard mitigation plan. They asked that the municipality adopt the county plan. So I just used the same template that they sent us, follow along with exactly what they have. Would you like to read that?
Depends on how long it is. So this would be resolution 2026-11. Canton Borough, Bradford County, most vulnerable to natural and human-made hazards which may result in loss of life, property, economic hardship, and threats to public health safety. Whereas Section 322 of the Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000 requires state and local governments to develop and submit for approval to the President a mitigation plan that outlines processes for identifying respective natural hazard risks, vulnerabilities, and acknowledge the requirements of Section 322 DMA 2000 to have an approved hazard mitigation plan as a prereq to receiving post-disaster hazard mitigation grant program funds. And mitigation plan has been developed by the Bradford County Commissioners and the Bradford County Emergency Management Agency in cooperation with other county departments and officials and citizens of Canton Borough, and a public involvement process consistent with the requirements of DMA 2000 was conducted to develop Bradford County 2026 Hazard Mitigation Plan. And Hazard Mitigation Plan recommends mitigation activities that will reduce losses to life, property affected by both natural and human-made hazards that face the county and its municipal governments. Now therefore be a result if given by the Canton Borough 2026 Hazard Mitigation Plan is hereby adopted as the official for the borough, and the respective officials and agencies identified in the implementation strategy of the Bradford County 26 Hazard Mitigation Plan are hereby directed to implement the recommended activities assigned to them. We would need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion for it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Code officer.
Wanna take this road?
Yep. We had one application, Nicholas Petrowski. Lives on 1096 Buchanan Road. He works for the water authority down at the sewer plant. He's really interested. He was okay with what the hours and the wage we give him. He's willing to take the job on.
I think he'll do a good job.
Do you
Absolutely.
want to state his hourly rate in hours?
Oh, $18 an hour at 8 hours and reimbursement for mileage. And I told him to get with Leanne, and I talked to Leanne before the meeting, and she said that was fine, and then two could sit down and get things going, so.
8 hours, was that a week or a month?
8 food.
I think up to 8, so
Yeah,
you don't
okay.
have to work 8, but yeah.
Do you know, do we still have that computer system, John, Rob, switched everything?
Yes, but we don't, that's been gone by the wayside.
Oh, it is?
Yes, from what I understand, right, Leanne?
I'm sorry, say that again?
The computer system that John Robb had, that's no longer available, correct?
I've never even seen it on my computer.
He had his own.
I didn't see anywhere where they had been using it.
Okay.
It was $6,000 that I could not find anywhere that they were actually using as software. I think that they were very, but very minimally. I showed him these here,
I thought they bought a computer.
and that's for
We did, but there is another laptop.
if there's any violations, my handwritten.
$6,000, we gotta reach out to John and find out something about it.
Yeah, $6,000, that's, I think I put last year, like, I don't see any, that's a big expense for you guys when it's not really being,
Utilized.
yeah, exactly.
Is there any way to draft a letter that you can send him?
But
So,
my,
hold on.
I said as long as we got a tower here, him and I, like, since codes and zoning is so closely related, all of the property files are on here, so we could both just use this, as long as I get a tower. I still don't have a tower. But he can use this desk and we can use the same computer and files and stuff.
George, did you make a motion or no?
Yes, I did make a motion that we hire Nick Petrowski, $18 an hour, 8 hours a week, if he wants to use the 8 hours a week.
I'll second that.
Plus mileage.
Plus mileage reimbursement.
Any further discussion? Roll call, Joey's absent. George?
Aye.
Brian?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Deanna?
Aye.
And myself, aye.
So Paul will
We'll
reach out
come back to the other code
Yeah,
stuff when we
get
get to that code.
One request I would have you do leave with him, George, as soon as he's able to start. Whatever the max fine is for down to that dump, down to the width, start writing.
Procession of cross.
So his name's, I'm gonna screw Ted Bone.
Ted Bone.
Ted Bone.
Okay. He stopped by and let us know that they're doing the procession of the cross again this year. I asked him to reach out to the fire police for help with the parade route. I'm assuming you guys have been aware of this, or if it has happened before. I don't really know how they go about it.
I'm sure that'll be addressed tomorrow night at the monthly meeting.
Yeah, rough draft of where it's going. If you want me to, I can reach out to Steve Kiva from PennDOT.
Does it go down, still go down Main Street?
Down Troy Street and then down Main.
So then they have to get a PennDOT permit, but they will need a letter from the borough that says the borough is okay with the parade. That's what we have to do for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to call, it's their responsibility to get the permit, but one thing.
Yeah, we'll have to have a designated alternate route and all that too, yeah.
Do they actually go anything around the road now? That's
Yeah,
right
right down the middle of the road.
They
Are they?
go down the road.
Right down the middle of Carrier.
Huh?
So the borough needs to approve that they hold it, so that Olive can give him a letter that says the borough approved it, so they can submit that with their, PennDOT application.
They need a certificate of insurance.
That's
You
all.
need a certificate, they give you
They-
the
yeah,
certificate
they-
of insurance, yeah.
So we need a motion to approve that route and to have Olive write the letter.
I'll make a motion.
George, do you know what the route is?
Yes.
Down Troy Street?
Goes up Union, down Troy, and then down Main, then back up again.
It's chicken scratch, shorthand.
It's like the Halloween parade route, right? They start at the Church of Christ.
Go up Union, down Troy, down Main, then back up Minnequog, and then right back to the church.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Chief?
Hey, Mr. Allen.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you, sir.
So, 62, I had 62 calls for the month. Normal, the traffic was about normal, as far as warnings, citations. So, one part-time guy's been working pretty steady, 2 shifts a week. The other guy's tied up in his home department. They're extremely short. He's been working a lot of evenings on top of the day shift, so hopefully that's going to free up there. So other than that, there's really what's on there, what you've read in the paper. That's about it.
Have you thought about trying to advertise for more part-time help or?
I haven't. I mean, the word is out. I'm just waiting for.
I just like to see some weekend coverage, you know.
Yeah.
And I know you sometimes you do it, but I'd like to see, you know, nights or.
Well, the one part-time guy was supposed to be helping on weekends. He's the one that's working all the overtime.
Right.
So it's hard for him to.
Right, and I understand that. I just didn't know if you thought of, you know, putting
Yeah.
something out there to the.
Yep. I do know that one of the valley departments is hiring part-timers at $30 an hour.
It's gonna hurt us.
Yeah. So. But that's it. Any questions? I'm still waiting for the ballistic helmets that I got the grant for. I haven't taken delivery of them yet, but hoping soon. So.
Police cars are okay and everything.
Yep, no issues at all. Keeping them clean is an issue, but.
Well, yeah. Tell me about it, will ya?
Yeah, so.
All right, thanks, Jack.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thanks, Chief. Street?
You guys had it was a snow event, mostly snow events in February for us. Just shop work and maintenance equipment, you have that in front of you. On that, I think also you were given a list on the swimming pool inventory. Yes. Everything that's down there. On that part.
It's front and back.
A lot of stuff down there.
Are they the 8-foot plastic tables?
No, they're metal. Our chairs and the tables are all metal. We have some plastic chairs down there, some old wooden benches that we didn't even put on there.
Oh, weren't you looking for a file cabinet? I see one on here.
Saw that.
It's a standard 2-door black file cabinet.
Should be fireproof for here.
Like I said, Ron hasn't gotten back to me on whether they'll take that expensive computer back. I know the last one, we traded our cheaper version in to get a better deal on this expensive one that's in there now, so I don't know if they're gonna take it back or not. You know, if they would buy it back and how much of a loss we would take on it if it was sold back to them, as far as it goes.
Use that tower right there. She doesn't have a tower.
You'd have to take all the data off and put Windows or whatever operating system.
Yeah, how old is that tower, Dave? Do you know? Give me an idea.
Which tower?
The computer down at the pool, the new fancy one.
No, that's
That's a
completely
filtration.
different.
That is
Oh, I
for
thought
the
you said
recording
chlorine.
system only, and it's.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay.
This is what runs the pool.
Oh, okay. See, I thought it was like.
No,
No, this is a box that hangs on
a wall.
Tells me all my assays, my pH,
Oh, okay,
my
okay.
flows, and
All right, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
all there.
Me too.
The accident that happened up in the corner with no turn on red and the signs now horizontal and everything on it. I don't have anything I can get up that high to it, so we've been getting some flack, on it about having it turned back down. I suggested that let's use comes up in the what are we in March? April, come up in April, do all the cleaning, they return it. I've been trying to get a hold of Cheryl, didn't call me back because nobody knows, again, who owns that pole on the corner. And I have communication lines that are now laying on that pole and on that sign. But nobody, knows who owns that pole, so that's where I'm at with the pole. The electric only uses it, the electric company has one line to it that runs to that street light that was shattered up there. That's the only power to it. Everything to the lights is underground. Everything on that pole is communication, but nobody seems to want to take responsibility for the poles.
You wanna fix that no turn on red sign?
Oh, can I jump in? I think I found the solution for it, and I'm gonna work with Brian Kreis on it.
Okay.
He's got his bucket truck, and I contacted, because I was curious, we discussed it, I just felt we could do more, and so I contacted Steve Kehoe to see who's the sign belong to. Is it the boroughs, is it PennDOT's? And I explained the situation to him, and he said, getting PennDOT up there might take a little while.
But we own the lights as the town.
I know, we're not talking about the lights though, I'm talking about the sign.
Right.
So I think we can take care of it. I believe it's a 10-minute job, and with Brian's help and.
Yeah, if I have a bucket truck, I have no problem, but I don't have a piece of equipment that I go up to. And
Yeah, I realize that, that's why I reached out to Brian.
Right.
So
Right.
I think we found a solution.
Perfect. Montague Street, the southern part of Montague Street that goes back into the sewage plant and everything. This winter, we had a frost rise in the road. I'm going to say 75% of the road is alligator. So it's chunks like this, the whole road's like this. Well, the frost rose, I did it with the big truck and took out a 10-foot section of road all the way down through there. The road shot. It is beyond repair. I don't have the equipment or anything to put it back. So, the only options we have, and I don't know if the water company can help us on it at all or not, is to try to talk to the water company about splitting the bill with us and having it redone. You're probably talking $40,000 to $60,000 to have that section of street done that is used 90% by the water company. So I don't have a good answer for anybody on this as it goes right now.
So it's just a section below Second Street?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, I don't have a good answer for it right now on what to do because money. As far as it goes. I can fill that in with 2A. It's not going to stay long because of the truck traffic, and the road's just going to keep getting worse. So.
Isn't there a project from UGI on the rest of Montague Street at some point?
It looks like they had their flags moved up into the yards. So I'm really curious now. My last one call that I got and everything, they're running all new gas line now. Now, 3 months ago when I got it, it was right down the center of the road. And I guess after they realized that it's 18 inches thick of blacktop down through there and everything, and what they'd have to go through to repair that good road because there's nothing wrong with that road. Now, I'm just assuming this, I haven't talked to anybody, but the flags are all in people's yards now, going down through there. I don't know how many times they're gonna have to cross, as far as that goes, but that's what I'm assuming.
Well, how's that conversation go if they are going to affect the road? And, what was that built 4 years ago, I'm guessing?
No, that was done back in 2017.
Okay.
17 or 18.
Yeah, and everything, and they've already crossed the road in one spot, and I never worry about UGI fixing anything. I mean, it's beautiful, because they had haul bakers come in, and there's a spot this wide across that road, and they fill it back into the full course. You don't even know you're going across it.
Well, my thought is if they have to do something with the road, wouldn't that be the time to have the conversation about the lower part of Montague Street?
Yeah.
And also, was the lower part of Montague Street, that wasn't repaired when the northern part was fixed, so there was just less width or depth of concrete or pavement at that time?
What happened with Montague Street, it completely come apart. Again, because of the truck traffic, the amount of truck traffic at the time. We had a lot of truck traffic going back in those years. So it would come apart. So the only way, and Steve Kehoe's involved in all this stuff, so the only way to do it is that there's basically 18 inches of blacktop there to withstand all the truck traffic that goes on there.
So how come that didn't get addressed back?
That is beyond me. Okay, I mean, I was just an employee, a part-time employee at the time.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, as far as it goes. like I said, I don't have the equipment, you know, the pavers, the milling machines and all that kind of stuff. And we can't rent all this stuff and everything, so. But,
Well, we gotta do something, and doing nothing is not an option down there.
well, I understand
So-
that and everything, and, but I guess, wait, I'll have to get Steve up here and he can give us a price on it and see what it's gonna cost, and then we have to decide, and you guys have to decide, whether we're gonna take a loan out for it, or where we're gonna, you know, get the money. I mean, how much can the water company help us with it, you know, things like that, and then we can address it, but, I need to know, if it's possible by tonight, because of our window. This is the window now where everybody starts getting bids and stuff, and it's where you get your good prices. Because people are looking for work, so I need to get Steve up here right away so he can put everything together for Olive. Because it's gotta be advertised, it's got a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, that's involved in it.
Well, I think I'm still in decent standing with the water authority, so maybe I can go have a conversation.
But I need to know from council if they want me to have Steve up here, and he'll come right up and walk the street and, let him price it out for us.
Anybody have an issue with that?
So all you're gonna get from him is a suggested amount that gives you an idea of going forward, because then you have to bid it.
Yes.
Okay. Just so we're all on the same page, that you can't take his quote as, you know, goal for what it's gonna be.
He'll tell you the
because you'll have to
material,
bid it.
he'll tell you the material to use and everything.
And just all the years that I've dealt with, since he's been in there and everything, his quote, everybody's always come under him, every time. You know, because he uses state pricing, and every one of his bids have been under, you know, people that come in and bid on the jobs have been under his.
Get them up here, look at it, and then get us the information as soon as you get it back, please. Zoning,
Wait, I have a question.
oh, sorry.
Are we doing anything about this inventory? Are we talking, the rec inventory, talking about putting that out for sale, or now that we know what we have? Is that an action kind of thing, or, and we can wait obviously till next time, but I just want to check.
If you're gonna advertise it, the best place to put it is on the niche bid, and that's where you're gonna get your most.
A lot of that cool stuff to go on there, because nobody around here's gonna buy something.
It's all commercial.
Yeah.
You know, I got a pump that pushes 200,000 gallons, so it's a commercial 220 pump, so.
Unless anybody knows anybody wants to put a big pond and turn it into a pool.
It moves some water to a pond, let me tell you.
Do we just motion to, I'll make a motion to advertise on municipal bid,
So then what,
let's say you retire list.
I'll have to have pictures of
Rec
everything.
building inventory.
I'll second that.
That's all items, right?
Well, and I don't know if someone like the fire department or the borough can use some of these things for like PR events.
Chairs and tables are all metal chairs that have umbrellas that go with them.
Fire company doesn't do nothing.
They wouldn't use them, then, yeah.
So we got a lot of umbrellas and stuff like that down there. Your expense,
We already have them.
you know, is your computer system, your pump system, and your robot. I mean, you got that robot that's very expensive for cleaning the pool.
All that pool system stuff.
I've got a brand new acid pump at the shop, then there's a brand new acid pump on it down there. I've got a secondary chlorine system down there, you know, and the secondary chlorine system can actually be used for a homeowner's pool.
Okay.
You know, with the pump size and everything and so on. So a homeowner could actually use that. But you have to decide whether you're gonna take what they offer for you, or we're gonna set prices when we go to municipal bid on this stuff.
So do you want to put a reserve on anything?
Yeah. So,
It's gonna turn for a moment, that it might be interesting to know what some of these concession stand items are valued at secondhand, because you have both the high school concession stand and several Little League concession stands in the area who may need or want equipment at a lower price, and maybe you're not giving it away, but that might be an option too.
yeah, the chest freezer.
Are we allowed to just advertise for sale, or does it have to go?
As long as,
It
So
doesn't have to go out for bid.
as long as it's.
there was some of the stuff that we did last year where it was the water tanks. We just advertised it ourselves. I think
Snow blower.
So can
Brian
we-
bought something.
Can we
and-
do
You
that
bought this pump
to start with?
I was going to do it, I ended up.
Stuff on there.
Dave, what is
You
the
didn't buy
amount?
it?
Is there a cutoff
What?
for
Not
putting
everything
stuff
is,
up to bid?
No,
No.
no, everything's free to us on there. There's no cutoff or anything. You choose the length of time you want it to run, and then
You can
it
buy the
goes
tractor
to
with that.
the crunch time.
Tractor
Some of this stuff I would recommend Facebook Marketplace deal. It's free, it doesn't cost you a dime, and some of the smaller stuff, you might sell faster on Facebook Marketplace and just set a price on it. Like I said, the chest freezer's brand new, there's up the refrigerator freezer's brand new, the microwave's brand new.
Maybe our solicitor
Okay.
knows somebody in the
Yeah.
concession area and she can,
What, so was there a second? on
I'll
this
second
at all?
it.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna let it die and then do it all over again, but we're good. Go ahead, Deanna. She wants to
Okay.
amend her
I
initial.
will amend to advertise, we'll say locally, via whatever we feel. Facebook, local newspaper, word of mouth for items. We need some estimated costs first, so maybe.
Is there a way, Dave, that you can research those prices?
I can research the prices, figure age and everything, and
We can just table it.
Okay.
I could
And-
always go to look at the concession stand items and give you an idea. I have far more concession stand experience than any adult should have.
I
I can
remember-
at least give you an idea of what's worth what.
I remember what we
you know.
paid for the freezer and the refrigerator and all that. That's on record here because it all came from Lowe's.
And it might not be the bigger things, but when you've got like air fryer, crock pot, refrigerator, hot dog maker, like those are things
Window
that your
AC
local,
units.
yeah,
Right.
those are things your local concession stands use and might need to upgrade and might be good for those, you know, they're all nonprofit. Maybe they buy at a price where you get some money out of it, but you know, it goes to, you know, some good community.
right.
So I want to make a motion to table this until April when we get some other numbers on it. So if there's a second for that?
Excuse me, so do you want
I
me to
will
go take
second that.
pictures?
Yes.
Okay, and do you want me to get together with Olive to give a rough idea, or I mean, Cassie can do the concession stand stuff and everything, and I can work on trying to figure out the prices on the robots and all that.
You do all the big stuff. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Ayes
Thank
have it.
you.
Any other things for street? Or
No.
perfect. Zoning,
Right, so, I'm just finishing this up here for you. So I just have one accessory use zoning permit, that's that first page there. The second thing, as everybody's talked about, is the pamphlet for Lubbering Company. I don't know if everybody's had a chance to kind of flip through it, I gave some out there as well. Just some points here, I just want to let everyone know, the parcel itself, that the company bought, it's fine to occupy and operate as long as it abides by the corresponding ordinances. It does fall under a non-conforming lot, so there's an attachment there after the pamphlet. So it can run as it has been held previously. They can certainly operate at that location. What they're looking at is for in the future to bridge that gap. So it's not just their parcel that they're talking about. They're actually talking about, so this is the central business district here. And then over here, you'll see, this is all industrial. So what they're looking to do, it's not just an individual lot they're looking to change. They're looking to bridge that gap there. Okay. And if you look at that, it connects kind of to the WIP property, and then it would connect over to the industrial part. I've never done just like a rezone of not just one individual parcel, do you know what I mean? But they're looking to change other parcels as well. So I talked with Cassie, and so the next page is the checklist for rezoning that I had gotten from PMPI. This is kind of the criteria that they follow when they do something like this. And then this next one, I'm not saying that this is spot zoning. I just want to verify this to everybody. I just want to make sure that the general public is, you know, aware of just kind of what they're putting out there. And since it is from a company that has shown this interest, we just kind of have to be careful how we, you know, go about this, because you could have pushback from the residents. I think that this is awesome, and that, you know, any growth here in Canton Borough is great. Like that's kind of like what part of my job is. Like I want to see growth here, but I just think that we should be cautious moving forward. And this would, like we had mentioned, it goes to the zoning hearing board. Since we have that vacancy, we'll just have to kind of play it by ear.
And they haven't put in a.
Nope.
I mean, they haven't made an official application for a change in zoning.
Right.
You know, this is the early talk of approaching the issue, because if and when they do an application for rezoning of their parcel in that area, it'll go to the zoning board.
Right. But I just want to make sure, you know, full transparency. This is what their thoughts are, and this is all the information that I have on them. So.
You don't have any information on what their future plans are, what's the end goal, like?
What you have is what I have.
Yeah. So Lubbering, Curdy could still operate his business. He's already.
What they want to do, they can do. They at that parcel, they're more than welcome to do that.
So they ain't gonna slow him down.
No.
I just wonder what
in the Lubbering pamphlet, it breaks down exactly what they're looking for.
I mean, if they're looking at doing something, they must have some ideas, but they haven't shared them.
Right, and once we get to that next step, when they fill out the application, which I'm not really sure, that's one thing, Kathy, is I'm not really sure that we have a zoning hearing application for a rezone. Is that something?
I'll have to look. You certainly, I mean, there's several base forms for rezoning.
Right.
Open that conversation.
Okay.
So, I mean, the big thing is his lot is zoned in the way he wants to use
exactly.
it.
Yep. So I just don't know if, like, moving forward, if that would fall under like a variant special exception, like, but once we get to that next point.
You don't want it to be a special exception, because what you're talking about is rezoning it.
Right.
So it's not a non-conforming, like you're not talking about changing one piece of property use within an area, you're talking about changing the overall area.
Right.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the Bradford County Planning Commission handled our zoning.
No, we have our own.
We have a zoning board, but they have the mapping services stuff to see if this is even feasible.
Right, yeah, moving forward, I've already talked.
It's a big process.
Yeah,
like,
I've already
something you were gonna decide.
Like they have to review it to see.
Yeah, this is definitely a whole process. I talked to Dwayne kind of, and he's over at Bradford County Planning. I talked to him on the phone for like an hour. He kind of gave me a down low of, this is what you're looking at. So it's definitely a process. This is not gonna be something that happens like this. I'm just giving you the information that I have, and then just some information that I think is necessary to everybody else to just moving forward, you know. But yeah, that's what I have, and.
So we're trying to be very welcoming to Kurt. And
Absolutely.
It looks like he's got the green light on that.
What would be the pros and cons of just changing his and the whole area around it? So the pros and cons of both.
Okay, so just changing his, he doesn't have to do. Which is why this is a little confusing, because he falls under non-conforming. Moving forward, so that map that I gave to you guys, that's fine. Here's my honest opinion. So you're bridging that gap between business, industrial. Mm-hmm. Next, if you're connecting it to this web property, it's already blighted. You know, it's already sitting there. This would break up that residential that kind of keeps it from all, I don't want to say keeps it from all getting blighted, you know, we have to keep in mind that this is just one business idea. When he leaves, what's gonna happen then? Are we gonna have another blighting situation? You know, this is just like looking forward. You know, I would hate for when people come into town
Yeah.
in the future, like if that we sit there like that. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's gonna happen, but these are just things you guys definitely need to think about, the pros and cons. Another thing, I'm sure everybody's been seeing things about these data centers. We don't want, like, yeah, he owns this property, but then we open it industrial, like connect that gap there that's in the middle of the residential, and then, oh my gosh, like a data center comes in. He can already function, you know, so it's like, we just need to really be just cautious moving forward with this, is what I would say. And the pros and cons, I mean, everything's kind of broken down
Well,
right
for a
here.
data center to come in there, they have to be able to buy the property. I mean,
There ain't
Right.
no room there for data.
well, I'm just saying.
But
The
once
small
you
one's
open
100
that,
acres.
you change that zoning.
There's not enough room there, but I am just saying in the future, you know, keep these things in mind.
And this is in the same area where we had talked about redoing our noise ordinance.
Yes, so that's
That's
another
never
thing, that's
went.
what, yeah, that's kind of, you know,
So now
they've
you're
already
gonna
been on
make that
issues there
more.
with businesses, you know, that backs right into a residential.
Well, and it covers, you know, when you said you've got it marked as 14 residential properties.
Mhm.
The rezoning, if you go that route, really only makes it easier for the business.
Right.
To be able to buy a property and expand without having to ask permission or for a variance from the zoning. So he can do what he wants to do with the zoning on the property he has now. The question is how easy it will be and how easy the borough council will make it for him to potentially expand in the future or have more industrial space. So right now you don't have to do anything, but it's worth having some conversations and looking at what a rezoning would do to those residences in that area and, you know, the long-term effect of it without stifling business, but also not devaluing 14 residential properties.
Thank you. Thank you. You said it much better than me explaining it. Okay, and that's what I have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Neely gave the fire department report on his way out. And the EMA, there's classes coming up. He's gonna get it stuff to Olive and to Sean. Recreation.
It sounds like there's gonna be returning and going over the punch list with phase 3 of the basketball courts.
Big tables are all finished.
You know, so that's something in the near future, maybe we can have a zoning meeting and talk to
Recreation.
recreation. Yeah, a recreation meeting to talk with Dave to get some more information on, like, hey, what are we gonna do here? What's our engineer suggesting? As far as the pool, I know last month Mike asked me to begin looking for potential grant opportunities for the pool, but I need to report one issue that strongly affects our eligibility. According to the information Secretary Emmerich received from DC&D, our 2024 audit was due April 1st of last year. I don't think it's been submitted yet. Because of this, the borough is it's not currently submitted. So we're currently flagged. We're ineligible for any DC&D grant funding. In addition, our 2025 audit is due April 1st of 26. So we need to stay on top of that and get that scheduled to prevent further compliance issues. So, yeah, and then sounds like we're selling off all the inventory at the pool, so I don't know where we're gonna go with that, so.
It's getting worse down there, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I understand, but I just want to be transparent, say, like, I could look for grants, but I can't. You know what I mean? I can tell you, I can't.
Well, I know Olive is working very hard on getting those audits
Yeah.
Yeah.
moving forward.
And the other thing too was when Brian and I looked into that last year, and we discussed it with, and I should have done it, I didn't reach out to like Leroy Township, Canton Township. We can't keep going into red to save the pool. We can't keep raising taxes for the borough residents if there's not enough interest in it there's not enough kids here anymore in the borough. You're gonna have to pull everybody in, and everybody's gonna have to help and pitch in, or it's just not gonna go. There's not enough money for it to maintain it.
Yeah, and who in the outlying areas, and outlying townships are gonna wanna pay additional taxes for something they may or may not use.
Well, they wouldn't have to, it wouldn't have to come out of tax revenue, it could come out of impact fees.
But you have to realize that the impact fee only can only pay for so many things.
There are chemicals that are killers down there, chemicals in our electric bill. We can make enough money to pay the lifeguards, but everything else, we have to use it, and that's the hard part about it. Because we just don't.
And even the grants, when he and I were talking last year, was, we have to come up with
Match.
we gotta match the money, and I mean, just the liner without the new concrete and stuff was $200 and some thousand.
Can I say something? You really have to, like most high schools now, especially big ones, they hire specifically grant writers because there's so many out there. And I know for a fact that Canton High School has gotten grants and they're not matching funds. Right, Cassie? A lot of it, the biggest part of it.
It's usually that you have to pay a certain percentage, so maybe you have to do 25% and the grant will cover 75%, but it's not always matching.
Right.
No, it's rare. I've been on the board, I don't remember any of them ever being matching, but boy, you gotta look. They're all over out there.
Well, right now,
Our government likes to waste money.
right now, we can't even look.
You gotta get your audits
Well,
done. Yeah.
There are grants that are not specific to DCED. So there's other places we could go. Right now, we can go to DCED. We aren't going to be issued funding right now until we get our audits taken care of, which is well in the works.
And DCED is the one that has.
I think one of the things
Yes.
I touched
So
on
there are
last time,
places
we have to have a feasibility study.
for that purpose.
We need to know, we went and looked at it, we all looked at it, I climbed down the holes. We need to know what we can do, what needs to be done.
And at $40,000 for a feasibility study, we don't have that either.
And the community doesn't understand it as well.
Right.
Would school numbers still be okay, even though that was done so long ago?
I haven't seen it, do they have paperwork I can
I
have?
think they do. I think, I gotta get my names right on which one.
George?
Young George?
Young George or Old Man George?
Old Man George. That be the one.
Because he's the one that did it.
Oh, Tom's got it? Okay, yeah, there is a feasibility one out there, but it was done years, I don't
Christine-
know how long it lasts.
Christine DeTore come right to our meeting and talked about Scranton, they got this money and now.
Scranton's a lot bigger city than we are.
I'm just saying, the example she used, George, was they neglected to have sustainability after they spent all this money. And now they have to pay it back. Because if you can't, is it sustainable? That's why a feasibility study, someone to see. I think Mr. Holland's already talked. We got 50 kids in the school district now. We used to have 100. Dave and I lived at the pool.
It
Jake's
fluctuates from year to year, but yeah, we
But there's just, it's a different time.
We dropped significantly.
We didn't have iPhones back then. You know what I mean? Kids are doing different things today. It's worth taking a good look at, but maybe we could repurpose it in a different way. I don't know, but I'm just reporting the facts of what I was asked to do as far as the last meeting.
Thank you, Brian. Mayor?
I had a question that popped up this week about our bathrooms at the park opening up, and that's a seasonal thing, correct, Dave? We got 2 warm days. Well, how many days of snow we gonna have before spring gets
They
here?
won't, we run that system down there just like the state parks and all do. They're shut down. When we get, usually I've been holding off or shut it down when it starts to freeze because we don't have access to water to clean these things anymore. When the mulch goes down, the tables and everything go down in May. That place is completely open up by the time school is out. So that's the month of May that'll be completely opened up, cleaned and ready to roll, because they have water turned back on and not have to worry about freezing or any
Oh,
other
yeah,
problems.
absolutely. Okay.
On there.
I'll
So you're
pass that on.
saying, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
No,
I'm just gonna
you're
pass
saying
it on.
June 1st.
And they'll be open probably in the middle of May.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what
I
I'm
start
looking
May
for, is a
because-
little earlier.
Yeah, the bark mulch is coming down the first week of May.
Yeah.
And then when I'm down there, that's when we'll be doing it all.
Good.
Tables will be moved down. They're all painted, look like new
No,
tables.
it's good.
So,
All right, I'll pass that along to those that were inquiring about that, and, yeah, there's still, like these guys said, grief out there over the pool situation. And the community doesn't understand the amount of funding that goes in to rebuild something like that. It's $1 million plus project, we all know that. The community doesn't understand that. And, how do you go about explaining to them? And as you can see, we've got a handful of guys at a meeting that everybody knows it's this day every month. And I told people to come.
you'd have to be guaranteed a minimum of 100 people a day, 7 days a week, a minimum.
That ain't gonna happen.
And you're not gonna see it.
We're gonna get that if you count twice or 3 times.
Yeah. Also gotta put kudos out to our police chief, he's had a very rough week, 2 weeks. Some cases that come up that probably should have been rectified years ago. And he's doing it pretty much single-handedly, with the other guys helping out when they can. Ongoing investigation, of course, so that's as far as the kudos is gonna go until we get a wrap up of it, but, you know, he made me aware of it, and it's, you know, the things that we were told the last 25 or 30 years that are going on in this community, are going on in this community. You know, and, we now have an individual and a group of individuals that are gonna go forth and make things right. And I appreciate that.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nothing more.
Anybody have any general information?
General comments?
You got a minute?
All right, just had some issues, I don't know if it's been discussed or not, like the last snowstorm that we had. There was posts and such online about that. My 2 remarks about that. One, sometimes as mayor, it is better to know when to say nothing. And for the street department, that always used to be a job the street department did. We always widen the streets out at the very end of a snowstorm. And hearing that they're not widened out and we subletted some of that out to other contractors is fairly discouraging. That it seems like our street department is systematically removing jobs that they've always done and not replacing them with newer jobs for the time being spent. I haven't seen any new projects being added on stuff, but cleanups and stuff aren't done anywhere near as much as they used to be. The plowing of the streets, the widening doesn't get done like it used to be. The pictures and stuff were all evident of that.
Talking about it.
Wow.
But I would definitely like to see some more getting done.
Thank you, Mr. Gruber.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I'm gonna add a quick plug. The CHS drama department has been hard at work. They're producing Cinderella this year. And that is happening next weekend, March 20th. March 20th is Friday at 7 p.m. and then on the 21st they'll have 2 shows, 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. at the auditorium. I encourage you all to go out and support them. Here's a thing to do in town and support the kids and show them the community cares. So pass the word and cheer them on.
Thank you.
I believe the baseball team has a fundraiser coming up. The
This Saturday,
14th,
basket bingo.
Yeah, yep.
What are
basket
they
bingo.
doing?
They're having a basket bingo at the high school auditorium. Amazing prizes for them. A good fundraiser for the baseball team. So if anyone can make it out, tickets I'm sure you can still get at the door.
Anyone else?
I'd say so. You guys have a thankless job. It's the first time I've been here, and I think you do a good job. You're pretty vigilant. And the other thing, you know, we have a fundraiser in this town, and they do a heck of a job. These people in our town are so giving. But boy, I'll tell you, these businesses get hammered, you know, and they always give, but, you know, that's 5-6 times a year, and it is good that they have that when people are really hurting like the one they had last week. But I just look and see, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Owen. As I was out yesterday, the T-ball field was full of kids and some adults. They were playing down there, and then there was a whole other group over on the newly, not yet finished basketball court, over there playing basketball. So the areas are being used already when it gets nice weather, so that is good. Next meeting, April 13th, 6 p.m. Committees, don't forget to get your meetings in and have those.
Jeff and I are planning on fairly soon painting those dugouts. We're not going hog wild because it's supposed to snow Friday. And it's mucky and muddy and nasty. And I do have a buddy that has a 6-foot rototiller to rototill that up, and we can do that. He'd be willing to do that. I already talked to him. And hopefully we can get something done down there so the little kids can go down there and enjoy it.
Anything else? Meeting adjourned.